I grew up in Kampala, Uganda, a melting pot. 56 tribes clustered into 4 ethnic groups, or what we called races. I am a Muganda of the Bantu race. My childhood friend Okema was an Acholi of the Luo race. Our arch enemies. Yet we'd play for hours on end, I remember fellow Baganda sitting me down and sternly cautioning, that Luo boy cannot be trusted. Okema was not good for me simply because it was the wrong race. That was my introduction to racism, the kind that has nothing to do with skin color. In 1989, I relocated to England, get a job selling menswear. I'm excited, but almost right away I realized, oh boy, I think I'd bitten off more than I could chew. I knew very little about retail or selling. 6 months into the job, my manager hires Justin. In just 8 weeks, Justin's promoted to supervisor. He's my boss. I feel passed over, so I complain to my friends, and they tell you know what they tell me? They say, "See, we told you, the Brits, they are racist. They don't think a black man can handle that position." For a couple of weeks, I feel consoled by the narrative. I am a victim of systemic racism. But I start to see some things about Justin. He's an excellent connector. He's quick-witted. He's funny. He's fearless. He's a great salesman. Everything I wasn't. So I begin to think, what if race or white privilege has nothing to do with Justin's position? What if he's just a better salesman? Well, his numbers certainly prove as much. So for the next 3 months, I decided to shadow him. And then I learned a lot. One day, Justin quits. And I get this call from our regional manager, Dennis, I'm going to give you the store. I'm promoting you. I become one of a handful of black managers in the entire country. 3 years later, I moved to America. I fall in love with the daughter of an ex-Romanian commercial Navy seaman. Well, Papa Bear steps up to stop the madness. Dennis, this is my only daughter. You are not good for her. I'm stunned. I'm hurt. I thought he was a Christian, but he's a racist. I'm hurt. I'm mad. Oh, and just then a small voice in my head begins to reason with me. Well, if you had a daughter as smart, as stunning as Ingrid is, how would you feel about giving her away to a struggling musician whose culture, whose family, whose upbringing you didn't have a clue about? I decided to see Dennis, to see me from the prism of a suburban white male as depicted by the media or even pop culture. And here's what I saw. I see as a black man like me are great athletes. It's what I see from that prism. Great athletes, they're gifted, they're musicians, they're generally hardworking, but they're also pugnacious. They're even violent. They're loose. They're womanizers. They don't make enough money, and they're mostly lawless. That's what I saw. Oh, well, wait, but he should have given you the benefit of the doubt. Why? Exactly what had I done to deserve the benefit of such expensive doubt? To Virel, I was a scary black man from a primitive dark continent, Africa, where savage tribes roam the savannah. So, I decided to introduce Virel to a different kind of black man, the dedicated, hardworking, respectful kind. Eventually, I'd win his respect. He later explained, he said, "Son, I just didn't know you. I didn't want to give my only daughter to an African man whose job was to sing in churches for donations. It's not that I was racist, I was just trying to be a good dad." Well, I am his favorite son-in-law today, and he absolutely loves his mixed grandkids. The plight of blacks has little to do with racial antipathy or white supremacy, but basic developmental backwardness that's been produced by lack of what I call human capital. Now, have we been horribly victimized by historic racism, by slavery? Of course we have. And it's easier to embrace the prevailing dogma as preached by this modern day equity or diversity prophets, I call them, that black uplift can only be attained by elevating racial identity, that we are irredeemably disadvantaged or permanently injured. It's easier to believe that. May I suggest a better way? Black uplift will only come if we step up to compete on this mostly equal playing field. We must resist the pervasive idea that our whole story is mostly punctuated by racial inequity, that our station as blacks is solely determined by our race. Take it from this African. We blacks are a strong people. We can absolutely rise above the pervasive barricades of slavery, historic, systemic racism, economic inequity, and all manner of victimhood to absolutely change our story and to transform our community.